And we are live.
Hi.
Hello. And if y'all haven't figured it out, my guest for today, my lovely, lovely guest, is Carla from Miss Coolala's Mystical Musings. Hey.
Very, very happy to be here. Thank you.
I'm happy to have you. I've been wanting to talk to you for so long about so many things.
Oh, good,
Yay!
good.
So we're
I
going to
love
get into some tarot, some palmistry, and we're going to learn more about Carla, get to know her better. So, would you like to introduce yourself and tell everyone like who you are, what you're all about?
Yes. So, if you haven't been to my channel, it is very much just like the name says, mystical musings. Because if it's mystical, I want to talk about it, and I think palmistry is one of those things. So you'll find if you go to my older videos, you'll see some palmistry, but I am focused on a lot of tarot right now because I love them. They do go hand in hand. No, I'm very punny, and that's
I love it.
intentional. And you know
Great.
what? Anything that is like spiritual, I dig it, and I think a lot of psychological stuff is very much spiritual. So you'll find that on there too. And I just like to shoot the shit.
I love the theories that you talk about, like the rabbit holes that you go on.
Thank you.
Like, you get people to think.
I hope so.
Yeah.
I
Is
hope.
that like one of your goals?
Okay, I am not gonna lie. I came from a like, not that it was forced on me, but I was very much Christian growing up, and I remember thinking that, like, being very interested in the occult, but little hints here and there for, or, the adults going, you really shouldn't. And then, of course, I'm like, okay, yeah, probably not. But I was always interested. So now I know that a lot of it is because I almost feel like it's a mission to share that um, it was always intended to be self-aware, and that the divination is an excellent tool for that,
Mm-hmm.
and to help people get rid of that fear-based, mainly Christians, if at all possible,
Mm-hmm.
that tarot isn't evil, palmistry isn't evil, divination is not evil, that anything that we consume or are a part of on this earth can be used with bad intentions. It's all us. It's us. We are the ones that make it good or bad. It is not innately good or bad. So I feel like that is part of my mission.
You see? And that's where you get people to think, like, oh my gosh, just that alone. You know what I mean? Like, the theory of, like, it is us. It's the wielder who makes it good or evil,
Yes.
right? Like,
Yes.
you are deep.
Thank you.
Seriously. And I love it. I love it so much.
I like going deep.
It's just like, wow, like, you have, like, opened, I guess, personally for me, you've opened my perspective of things. Like, do you remember your labels video?
Yes.
Like, you got me thinking, and
Good.
that's what
I
I
love
love about your videos.
Well,
It's
thank you,
the
because
musings part.
that makes me happy, because that's the intent, is that,
Mhm.
by listening to each other, it helps to broaden our own perspective,
Right.
you know?
I just
So,
wish that more people were open to listening to each other, you know what I mean?
yes.
Like, a lot of people are just like, "Oh, it's this way and this is how it is." Well, as a community, we're all about spiritual transformation, so why don't we act the part? You know what I mean? Why don't
Yes.
we learn from one another
Yep.
instead of being so closed-minded?
Hallelujah.
Yes,
Hallelujah.
ma'am. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Yeah.
I wanted to say hello, Selena.
Hi,
Welcome.
Selena.
Hey.
Yes.
Hand in hand. Oh my gosh, I love the puns. I love it. I know we're gonna get along. That's awesome. So, do you want to tell me more about like the tarot stuff you explore on your channel?
Um, I have some older videos that I actually put unlisted because I want to redo them. But what I truly love about tarot and what really drew me in is the symbolism,
Mm,
because I very much love the idea that that is kind of like an ancient code that has been passed down through from our ancient ancestors to now. That's like almost like a universal language, is symbols. You know, we
mm-hmm,
see them in our dreams, and we can associate a meaning with that, and then it's like, oh, okay, I know what that means. So the Rider Waite Smith has a lot of Christian symbolism, and that's right up my alley.
mm-hmm,
So I that's what I want to share is the symbolism and how that helped me to learn tarot. So my older videos have a lot of that in it, but I want to I've also been getting into like editing and creating more of a story and something that's visually appealing.
mm-hmm.
Thanks to my sister's, little push there. Um, so I will be coming out with more of those. And so tarot, I mean, not only do I use it as a psychological tool
Mm-hmm.
to bring awareness as, like another way to communicate with your subconscious, or for me, it's my higher self.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think that a lot like dreams, that's how we communicate with each other, is through the symbolism. So I want to definitely share that more. And I just did a tag on how to, like, one of those things that we hear all the time is that there's so much consumerism with tarot.
Mm-hmm.
So I created a tag that shows how I work with it. Like if someone wants a reading, then I just, so I think that I want to show that too. That's why I love all the spreads when Rochelle shares a spread, or somebody's month comes up and they have spreads. So I mean, I think that's extremely important to show how we work with it. And I don't think there's a right or wrong way. And so if we're watching everybody's, the way that they use their tarot, it's only going to enhance our own experience, in my opinion. So I just want to share that.
I agree. I'm looking forward to the symbolism because, like, I don't know. Do you feel like that's overlooked?
I think it can be. I know
Mm-hmm.
that, like for myself, since I learned with the Rider Waite Smith, like even if I use a different deck,
Mm-hmm.
um, no matter what comes up in the different deck, even if it doesn't use the Rider Waite Smith imagery, I that's the visual that I have in my mind. So then I have that meaning, and then I get those keywords that run across my, oh, okay. And then I can look at the artwork that is in the tarot deck that I'm using, and it's kind of like an added layer. And then my intuition can tap in and kind of dive into what the artist is trying to present there. So symbolism is just how I learned the Rider Waite Smith, and then
Mm-hmm.
maybe the artist of whatever deck I'm using might use their own symbolism. So I don't know if it really gets overlooked, because I think we gravitate towards that. I think our subconscious like hones in on it.
Yeah, definitely. That's a lot of interpreting the cards is through the
Yeah.
symbolism. Like, I know a lot of people are keyword focused,
Hmm.
but like when you were saying like layering,
Yes.
that's when you can really intuit with all of that.
Yes. Absolutely.
Definitely. And I want to say hello to Draven in the chat. Hi.
Hey.
Welcome. And I saw Sonia
Hi, Sonia.
and there's a little chatter back and forth. Uh Nightwind Faye. Hi. Welcome. Wow, hi guys. Awesome. Just a little bit of chatter. Aw. Oh, Lexi's here. Hi, Lexi. Happy
Thank
to
you.
see you here. Aw, awesome. So, let me peek back over at my questions because I'm not one of those people that like can stay on track. So,
Me neither.
you touched on like what inspired you to start your channel. Do you want to like talk more about that?
Well, so I've actually been on YouTube for a long time.
Mhm.
I think I started my like channel so that I could actually comment back in 2013 or 16 without looking. I don't know. Maybe it was 2000. Yeah, no, 2019 I think might be when I actually put some of my first content on. I can't really remember, but
It's been a
um
while.
yeah,
I remember like the old days.
yeah, but Carla astrology. Yeah, that's I
Uh-huh.
think that's what I first came out as. And my sister had her channel that I was coming on, and everyone kept saying, "Do you have a channel?" And I think that
Mhm.
happens to a lot of us where we get excited and we want to be a part of this community. And
Mhm.
so we come on other people's channels, or we're just in the chat and we have a lot to share.
Right.
And they'll be like, "Well, let's start a channel." And at the old days, yes, it's like okay, so I did. And I am I think I'm visually somebody. When I've heard this a lot, they're like, "You're shy, people, you're shy." I really am. It's like, put
No.
me in a room full of people, and unless the masking takes over or what it is, or I force myself to participate with a crowd. Normally, I'm sitting in the back um, of a room somewhere, just observing people, and I don't really want to be a part of it because there's a little bit of me that is very shy, and um, I feel awkward.
Mhm.
So, and it was like that with my channel in the beginning, but I think it's so much easier to be here than actually, like, because I was a musician for a long time. Um, I'm still a musician, but I mean a performing one. So
Mm.
after a show, there would be like 3 days of recuperation, where here I don't have that. And so um I got over that, and then it was about sharing my palmistry
Mhm.
and obviously tarot, because I've been gradually falling in love with tarot. The palmistry came before the tarot.
Wow.
Um and yeah, and then I started, thinking, I really like to go down those rabbit holes, so I would really like to share that, and get people talking. And my sister Rochelle, she's the same way. So it's like, especially when we are together, we like to bounce ideas off of each other, and just, yeah, I mean, conspiracy theory, yeah, I have a tinfoil hat somewhere, you know.
I love those conversations, like, between you and Rochelle, how you guys just get going, and I'm just
Oh
like,
yeah.
"Ooh, this is juicy."
Yeah,
I love it. It's so
yeah,
hard to believe that you were shy, though, like, you don't I don't
I
perceive you
know.
that way. Yeah, I
Most people don't. That's
yeah.
not the face that I put forth here. um when I was a performing musician, uh I masked to perform on stage.
Uh-huh.
But my bandmates will tell you to hold a conversation with the crowd. It was it was like I said the same things every night because I couldn't really think of anything, because I would have that shock of being in front of everybody and all eyes are on me.
Mhm.
So it was yeah, it was the rapport that I would have with the crowd was just not really, some people have it, some people don't. I did not. I would rather just, pretend everybody was in their underwear, and um it was like, try not to look at anybody, because if I made eye contact, then I would forget lyrics.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
wow.
Yeah. So I mean, here I'm not. I mean, I can make eye contact with you or whoever I am talking to, but I'm not really seeing anybody. And there's also that energy exchange that happens in front of a live crowd. And here it's more controlled,
Mhm.
so it doesn't, I don't know, I can't really explain it. It's
I
just,
see where you're coming from, though.
I
I
think a
do.
lot of it is neurodivergence, really,
Gotcha.
honestly.
Well, you know, you're doing an amazing job,
Well, thank you.
regardless. You
Thank
are
you.
very welcome. And I want to say hi, Summer. Welcome. Aw.
Yes.
Let's
Yes.
see.
Mm-hmm. It is. It's that energy exchange, big time.
I can only imagine. Like, that's a whole different environment.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
that
It'd
would
take me
scare
about
me.
3 days to recuperate. I wouldn't answer my phone. Yeah,
I get it. You gotta unwind after
regenerate.
that.
Yeah. Yep.
I can totally get that. So, what's the origin story behind palmistry? I'm dying to know. But also to add to that, how did you get the name Miss Coolala?
Okay. Oh, I love it. Those are good questions.
Sorry they weren't
Okay.
exactly listed, but
Miss Coolala was actually my AOL email that I've had for over 20 years.
okay.
But the Miss Coolala, my nickname, like when I was in my teens, was Coolala. I always like to sing, you know. I guess Carla, Coolala, and it just stuck.
Okay.
And then my bandmates always put the Miss in front of it. So
Okay.
Miss or Miss Carla or Miss Coolala. And so yeah, it just stuck. And the palmistry, I remember checking out my first palmistry book from my school library. And I brought it
Wow.
home and it was like, oh, I didn't want to take it back, but I did. I took
Oh,
it back. And then I, believe it or not, I was able to check out a lot of books, occultish like, from my school library. And I'd
wow.
always have my mom kind of hovering in the background going, Carla, So I,
Mhm.
I just didn't dive in, but I was always interested. And then I was talking to my sister, and she was like, whatever happened to palmistry? I thought you were really interested in that. And I'm like, I was. And she just kind of inspired me to dive back in. And that was, I don't know, it's been quite a while now, but um, yeah, it was just another way to learn about ourselves. And it was something I was always really interested in. But when I first started diving in, it was to, because like a fortune telling thing.
Mhm.
I was always interested in the psychic aspect of it. And now it's really nothing like that. It's just, I think when I actually started taking classes and reading about it and studying it, I realized that it's more of a psychological thing, and very much more so, I think, for the type of palmistry that I do. It's not fortune telling at all.
How would you explain it?
I look at it like, well, there is a term that was coined a long time ago, 1800s, I think, um, by Julius Spear, called psychochirology. And he was a student of Carl Jung. Um, Fanboy, definitely. He followed him and studied under him. And actually, Carl Jung believed in that work. And so between them two, I think that term was coined. And Julius Spear wrote a book called The Hands of Children. He was going to continue on with, like, adults and as we age, and he died before then.
Aw.
So I mean, a part of me would love to be able to continue with that, and go down the rabbit hole of the hands of children because he was very much looking for mental illness in the hands.
Oh,
Oh,
wow.
yes, most definitely.
Wow.
Yes. Now, I'm not going to do that,
Mhm.
but you can see exactly how the mind works. Carl Jung says the hands are the map of the mind, and it really is, because there's a lot of things that our subconscious recognizes. It's like you're awake right now, and
Mhm.
there could be something going on in the corner, and you're going to dream about it because you didn't recognize it while you were awake. But if it was something really important going on, your subconscious is going to relay that to you later. Hey, remember seeing this? Okay.
Oh.
So that's the way your hands are. Not always are you going to recognize what it is that's right in front of you, but your mind and your subconscious does. And it is reflected here. So I can very, I can see archetype. I can see how your heart processes. I can see how you process.
Wow.
Yes.
Oh my.
Yeah.
So, like, literally wearing your heart on your sleeve.
Yes.
You
Oh,
know?
I love. Yes, that's it.
Wow. That's crazy. That
Yeah.
how? How can you
I, I think it's also, I mean, all of the other types, like people will read, like lines in your face,
Mhm.
or there are many different types of things that manifest in our body. And like the rule of thumb is the right side of our body is the now, and the left side of our body is the past. So if there's something that is trying to, like, your body is trying to communicate to you, something that might manifest in your body on the right hand is something that you're feeling in the present, and vice versa for the left, it's something that you're feeling from the past, and it might manifest on the left side of your body.
That is so interesting.
Yeah,
Huh.
I know, right?
Wow, you're blowing my mind. But, I'm used to that from you. Wow, that's okay.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, because like, I know, like, worry lines and stuff on the face.
Oh, I know. And look at that. I've got and they've been there since I was a kid.
I got wrinkles, like,
Yeah, me too.
supposedly for, like, people who cry a lot, you get, like, a certain wrinkle somewhere. I cry a lot, so, like, I should be really wrinkly.
It's definitely something to look into. I haven't. I honestly haven't. But I think it's only obvious that we're going to manifest things in our body.
Yeah, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And in your hands. Now, do your the words, do the lines on your hands change, like, as
Ooh,
time goes on?
that's a
And
good question.
would that impact, like, your future?
Okay. Let's get in. Let's dig in. Okay, so you have four major lines. You have the heart line, which is up here underneath your fingers.
Okay.
And then you have the head line, which runs through the middle of your hand. Then
Okay.
you have your lifeline, which circles your thumb. And sometimes it'll like branch off of your headline. So
Ooh.
it looks like they're all connected. That's your lifeline. Those are the four or three major lines that don't really change, as far as like the main line doesn't change.
Okay.
Um, some say that the fate line doesn't change. I would be inclined, after the years that I have been reading, that I think that one doesn't change either, in the same aspect that the other three that I mentioned. So I think that heart, head, life, and fate line are all major lines, and they don't necessarily change. But your lifeline, where one day to a long time can look deep, like a deep line,
Mm.
and as you age it might either get deeper or it might fade a little bit. So it can change in that very minute aspect. And you can see other little lines, like X's and islands and all of those. Those are all temporary markings, and that will change. So it'll also change the appearance of the line. Yeah, and then there are so many other lines, like we have like a Mercury line or a health line. We have an intuition line. We have let's see, there's an Apollo line. There's all sorts of little like signs, like we call them rings. We have a ring of Solomon, which is on Jupiter. We have a ring of Saturn. Um, uh, we can have rings, and those will change. So really, it is just the major lines that don't. But
Oh,
again, the appearance, like it'll fade or it'll get deep, and all the other little X's and squares and stuff that we see that appear all over, make them look like they're changing. Yeah.
sorry, I had to mute.
Oh, you're fine. You're fine.
There's a garage sale next door, so
Oh,
like people are parking like right in front of our house, and it's driving the dogs nuts. Oh, so like I have like these like rigid little tiny like micro lines off of my lines.
oh, and if you have a lot of them,
Mm-hmm.
so I feel like that shows a person that carries a lot of emotion inside their body.
Oh wow.
And it's almost like a little tiny scar. You know, when you are emotional, and it's going to express itself, and it is definitely going to express itself here. Um, so that's a water aspect. It means you
Oh.
have a water type hand. Now, the first thing I look at when I look at a hand is the shape of the hand. So a square palm puts somebody in an earthy category and in an air category. If your fingers are the same length, which mine are shorter, so if you add short fingers onto a square hand, you've got an earthy hand. So say the earth hand has a lot of water lines,
Oh.
then they could be a very grounded person, but they could also be very emotional. So I would say they're water, or like earth slash water. You know what I mean? So there's so many
Wow.
aspects that it's like reading a layered reading of tarot. You're going to get layered aspects in the hand, and it's like you can look at one little aspect of the hand, but without reading the whole thing, it's not going to make sense. So it's like, taking anything out of context is, yeah, you got to have the whole thing. You got to know the whole thing.
Wow. I didn't even know that the elements could play in that. Like I knew about like the planetary stuff, but
Oh, yes.
wow.
Yes.
That is so cool. You know your stuff.
Thank you.
And
Yes.
do you want to tell everyone like about the business what do I want to say, like
So,
the what you offer?
yes, I have in my Ko-fi shop, you can go there, and I have I think 2 or 3 readings in there right now. One is the full ascension, which is, that's where I have a Zoom call, and the Zoom call can be recorded. Um, which you really want to do that anyway.
Mm-hmm.
And that's the full palm reading. It takes up to 2 hours, and that allows you to ask questions in real time, which I do suggest.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then I have another reading where, if you're shy, not a big deal. Um, I will make a video for you that is unlisted. You get the same treatment. I look at everything in the hand. But I make a video for you, and you watch it at your convenience. And there's no in time questions, so it doesn't take as long. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that one is a lot cheaper. And then I have just something called a star seed reading, which is just where um, I look at certain key aspects in your hand and associate it where I would think that the stars where you originate, which this is something fairly new, and I do have AI help me with it. And that's also a part of the full ascension. It's like you get the starseed report regardless of what reading you get,
Okay.
but you can purchase it separately. I suggest just doing the first or the second because the starseed is like uh, just an added benefit. But in order to get the information, I have to look at your hands anyway. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? So,
Yeah.
yeah. And right now, that's all I have because I've been a little bit lazy in trying to put together some other reports. Like one I can do right now, I just don't have it in my Ko-fi shop, is like a couples reading. So I'm going to set it up to where I would look at your hands and your partner's hands, and then just look at for the key aspects in both your hands that show, like a physical heart line is a curved heart line. And when you see a curved heart line, that shows somebody that is able to communicate their needs. They're more forgiving. So if you're with a partner that has a straight heart line, then there's going to be some conflicts in communication.
Oh, wow.
And so you're going to want to, that right there is going to take a lot of reflection. It's going to take more work. Whereas even if that person has a curved heart line, then that doesn't mean that there won't be aspects in communication. It just means
Mm.
there will be an easier amount of communication. But then you got to look at the headline, and because one might be more depressed than the other, so there's going to be a little bit of kid glove type stuff going on if that person is more shrewd than their partner, and yeah, so I can see all sorts of stuff like that.
Wow. Remind me to book with you. Wow. That's so cool. I love that so much. I can't wait to see like your other offerings in the future too. I'm gonna have an eye on
I know
you.
I'm bad. I need to get on it. Because there's money things too. Like I can see
Yeah.
commerce in your hands. I can see that. Every I know what my stumbling blocks are. And it is very mental. So, yeah, I'm going to offer a reading like that too.
Wow. That would be so helpful to so many people.
And those will be cheap. Those will be cheap because I don't have to look at your whole hand for that.
Got you. That's awesome. And I want to say hello to like everyone who's filtering in. I saw the more intuitive me. Hello. Welcome. Rochelle, I see you. And Tony, Big Crone Energy too.
Yes, Angela.
Aw, hi everyone. Thanks for coming out. We're happy to have you. Awesome. Okay, now I got totally sidetracked. This happens a lot. I can't keep
It's
track of
all right.
anything. Thanks for being patient with me.
Abs-
So how we're gonna shift a little bit. How did you get into tarot?
I blame that on Rochelle. No, my grandmother was, she practiced witchcraft before I think Rochelle and I were really thought of. And I think maybe in our toddler years, she might have been doing that. But she had this belief that you don't get rid of your tarot, so she hid them. And I was a very nosy young kid.
Mm.
I'm not like that anymore. Or am I? Yes, I am. Anyway, I found her tarot cards.
Ooh.
Oh yeah, I got in trouble.
Ooh.
But she told me, she said, Carla Sue, one, I don't know why you were getting into that stuff, but two, one, those are, you cannot, the one she said was a dark deck and it had been gifted to her.
Ooh.
Okay, so I don't believe that I don't believe that at all. But
Mhm.
that was my grandma's belief then. And then she had a white deck, and I think if anything, the white deck was like maybe our oracle now. You know what I
Got you.
mean? Um, but yeah, so she kind of instilled a little bit of, or I took it as, ooh, that's taboo. I should not be messing with that. Obviously, grandma
Uh-huh.
was really upset. And the older I got, the more I learned about it. And then, of course, I grew up Christian. I just the things I thought about it were that it was taboo. So
Mhm.
then, many moons later, Rochelle buys me my very first tarot deck.
Aw.
And oh yeah, it's awesome. It was this one right here. And I have the
Ooh.
tarot deck. It's around here somewhere.
I love
Anyway,
that you still have it.
yes, of course. It's very
Aw.
sentimental now. It's a beautiful deck too. Um, it's the Cairo. I know I'm not saying that right, am I, sis? But Marchetti. Um, anyway, it's really pretty. The artwork is amazing in it. Um, but I wasn't really. I don't know. I was like, yes, sis, this is so cool, and then I'm like, I just didn't dive in. I just
Mhm.
didn't dive in, and then I think the more that I was watching other people dive in, yes, that's it, sis. Um, and I don't know. It wasn't like nagging at me to learn. And then the whole term shadow work, I started hearing that.
Mhm.
And I'm just like, that right there drew me in. Shadow work. Very psychological stuff.
Uh-huh.
And then people doing readings and trying to learn about their shadow and being guided by tarot. I'm like, well, I really need to learn this tarot then. So yeah, it's only been probably 3 or 4 years since I've really been studying it. And I'm like, why wasn't I doing this before?
I love that.
Yeah.
Aw, my sister gifted me my first one too. That's so
Really?
sweet. Yeah,
See?
I don't like it. I don't like the one she gave me. It was
Oh, really?
the golden tarot. It's very pippish, and
Oh,
the
okay.
colors I can't with it. There's nothing to really go off of. I can't do pips. You know what I mean? It's just like, okay, I see 5 cups on a card. Okay, what does that mean? You know what I mean? I don't know.
Same.
I just can't.
Same. Yep.
But,
I
you
used
know,
to write like keywords down and just continuously write them down and just try to remember the order of
I did that too.
the major arcana, and then
Mhm.
yeah. And then I think another thing that really helped me, and this was like Rochelle has been my major teacher when it comes to tarot. She's like the best Hogwarts teacher you could ever have. You know what I'm
Aw.
saying? She is. She would that's where she was that in another lifetime. Or she's doing that right now on the other side. I don't know. But anyway, um she's like, learn them in order, and then also putting your decks back in order
Mhm.
helps you to learn them, and just you're you're connecting with them and you're using them, and it's like I try to do that at least once a day or every other day. Put a deck back in order.
Wow.
Yeah,
Does it help?
it does. It
Does
really
it?
does. It helps me. Yeah, and I'm like that with anything, quote unquote hands-on learning. The more that
Mhm.
I am really working with something, helps me to learn and retain it. If I just read about it, I'll forget.
I feel that because, like, the keywords and studying them, that wasn't working for
No,
me.
I know.
I couldn't associate, you know? It's just like I have to know the story of the card
Oh my
and
goodness,
I guess
yeah.
how that plays out.
So reading for other people, and like having somebody to read for. And I always, even with the palmistry, I'd be like, I'm still a novice, so this is really for experimentation and learning.
Mm.
you know.
I still consider myself a beginner just because I don't know them all, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Yes.
it's a lot, there's 78. Do you do reversals? Because then you have 78 oops, 78 more, you know what I
My
mean?
rule of thumb is I read reversals if I'm not using a spread. If I'm using a spread, I don't need reversals.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah.
I could never I can't do reversals because, like, I'm still trying to learn 78 cards, and then when you add 78 more meanings on top of that, I can't.
Yeah. Yeah, it can be overwhelming for sure.
Definitely. Definitely. Um, so how would you use tarot and palmistry hand in hand? How would that what would that look like for you?
So every time, like, I would be at an expo, a fair, a psychic fair, and I would be reading, um, it seems like there would be questions because, again, I don't read palms as fortune. I'm not a fortune teller. I can
Right.
see the trajectory, but so I think that there's more that the subconscious might want to convey. And so I always tell the querent, if you've got questions that are accumulating and I'm not answering them at the end, answer, ask. And if it's
Mhm.
something I can't see, let's ask the cards, you know? And so they're like clarifiers because I
Okay.
don't really use them to fortune tell either. But
Right.
one of the main questions I always get is, especially after looking at their relationship line and say they've only had really one big relationship, but yet there's another relationship line there, they want to know. And I'm thinking in my mind, well, you probably got your sights set on someone, or there's somebody that you are in denial of that was somebody that had an effect on you, and that's why you have two lines. But most people aren't ready to admit things. You know what I mean? Even
Mhm.
though they might see it in the hand, that doesn't mean they're ready to admit those things. But so a little bit of, tarot will kind of like, oh, and then just let them guide me. But yeah, um, when I go to a show, I usually just have these two decks right here because they work
Okay.
perfectly. One Oracle and one Rider Waite Smith. Yeah, just for clarifying.
There you go. Oh, wait. Oh, okay.
Yes. Yep. Mm-hmm.
Got you. All right. Let me get back to my questions. I'm so awkward. I apologize. um, so let's see. Wow, you see, like I lost track. So, what are some of your favorite resources and tools for learning palmistry and tarot?
My first, like books, obviously for palmistry, but Udemy. Have you ever heard of Udemy?
No.
That was something that my sister turned me on to. They have very cheap courses, but they're from accredited teachers. They that have background credentials themselves. And I found this lovely lady. Her name is Karen Wells on there. And at the time, I paid like $99 for a course on palmistry. And I took that. And then, of course, any book that, like, that I can find. Um, I've probably given a few of them away already, but I have some palmistry books. The first one that I went through was by Ellen. Oh my goodness, I don't think I have it on here. Ellen Bradshaw. I don't know why I'm thinking Bradshaw. I can't even think of her last name. I'm having a brain fart, but she has a really, really big, it's like textbook size. And I got it on, I think I had it on Kindle so that I was able to access all the visuals and stuff. But
Got you.
that huge textbook was the first thing that I dove into before I even took the course on Udemy. And they're not the same. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I learned from that there are different ways to learn palmistry. I actually just got this because Jess, Witchy's best friend,
Mhm.
was showing it on her channel, and I'm like, "Ooh, I need to check that out." And there's a lot of palmistry stuff in here,
Oh
but it's
wow.
it's kind of like the basics. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it was kind of like a review, but even there's a few things in that that I think I don't truly follow. Um, because again, I don't believe in fortune telling, I just believe in how your mind might see things. So, and a lot of my books are the same way. So, hands on. And when I see something that I don't really like, I can't recall what I learned about it, I will take a picture of it in the hand.
Okay.
And it seems like it's kind of like that whole thing. Like when I first bought my Kia, I see more Kias on the road.
Mhm.
So I noticed
That
those
awareness.
things. Yes, in other
Yeah.
people's hands more so. Like the first time I ever saw a pentagram in a hand, I was like, oh, what is
Ooh.
this? And so I took a picture and now I see it in hands more. It's like before I didn't really notice it because it's not anything I learned. And so I think what happened is I would take a like a generalization of the things that I have learned and try to put two and two together. So if you see a pentagram in your hand and you
Mhm.
understand that symbolically it is, spirit, if I see that in the hand, depending on where I see it in the hand, then I have deduced that it is that this person is very much connected to their spirit, which means they might um, see into different dimensions while they're awake. Does it mean they're psychic or does it mean they're just seeing beyond the veil? You know what I mean?
Mhm.
So, and then anytime I see where lines are connected in a kinetic way all through the hand, then I think that means that that person is kind of like hybrid, like maybe
Okay.
they've been messed with.
Mhm.
That's my
Mhm.
tin foil that's going beep 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 beep. Something's going on there. So, and it's not anything that you read in a book or that someone else is going to teach you, but it's still something that is to me very important and recognizable because kinetic energy is everything is connected and it's all feeding off of each other. So when you see that in the hand, that's a very powerful thing.
Have you ever seen the alchemical symbols for the elements in the hand?
Let me see. Well, triangles. I see a lot of triangles.
Mhm.
So, yes. I mean, yes. And whether it means that or not, I think that it can. I think it's very probable. So, but water itself, like I said, would be many, many lines. An earth hand doesn't have as many of those little lines. Um, and it would have to be more than just a square palm with short fingers. It would also be a hand that doesn't have a lot of extra little lines in it. It would be kind of smooth. That would be a person that is just like nothing really bothers them
Okay.
and they're very practical. Um, I would say for air, I would see again a square palm with long fingers because when you see long fingers, that alone shows somebody that is very intellectual and they do pay attention to the fine details and things. Whereas a person with short fingers is like, let's just get this done. Can we skip a few steps? Let's just get her done.
Mhm.
So, and then, then you gauge the length of the fingers, comparing them to the other fingers in your hand. Because every hand is different. You could have, this person over here could have way long fingers, but their pinky might be short compared to the rest of their fingers. So those are
Mhm.
all important aspects to look at in the hand because you can't compare your hand to someone else's. You can only compare it to your hand.
Got you.
Yeah.
I don't know why I always thought that like hands were the same. You know what I mean? But I guess thinking about it, they're not. Like the length of the fingers and stuff, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I thought that was just uniform human manufacturing.
Yeah, I know, right?
Right. I didn't think that there was more to it.
Oh,
Wow.
I know. I
That's
know.
crazy.
It's in depth. That's why the my top reading, I allow 2 hours. I used to try and do that in a half an hour. I
Mhm.
even, I would take my little timer to shows with me, because what would happen is I'm still, and time's up. And I'm like, oh crap. So then I'm like
Yeah.
running over, and then I got people standing in line. So yeah, I mean, it's been a learning process. It's like I try to give it 2 hours. That way, you're going to have a question in the middle of a reading, and I want to allow that to happen. That
Mhm.
in time interaction.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, how can you not have questions, right? Because there's so much.
Yeah, and the questions guide me. You know what I'm saying? It helps me to look for certain things in the hand, because I have a process of how I read it. I start with the shape, and then I usually look at the color and the size of the mounts, and then I look at your major lines, and then I look at all the little lines, and then I look at your nails and length of finger and all that.
Oh god, my nails. Oh,
But
jeez.
like you, I get distracted.
Yeah, my nails are horrible. You'd be like, "Oh, girl, you're messed
Oh, so
up."
are mine. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
just never time to keep up with them,
yeah. Same. I don't.
you know? Wow. Um,
It
um,
is very interesting, and it is very occultish, definitely.
yeah, definitely. All that symbolism in
Oh,
there,
yes, yes,
all the
definitely.
layers. It's like an onion.
Yes, yes. Half an
Wow.
hour, yeah, the half an hour was not doing it for sure.
That's only scratching the surface, you
Yeah,
know?
yeah. I'm like, I gotta revise this.
Definitely. Aw. Um, so we answered that. I kind of started going out of order. Um, so yeah, you already answered what came first, the chicken or the egg? No,
Yeah.
palmistry. um, so let's have a fun little question here. So,
Okay.
if you were to choose a tarot card to represent you, who you are, what would that card be?
Well, I did look through those questions
Uh-huh.
before today, and I have two. It
Okay.
is the Fool and the High Priestess, because I like to bring things that might be secret to the forefront.
Mhm.
Um, Not for any other reason than to bring awareness, and awareness to you. Like, it's a very personal thing. But the Fool, I believe in the Fool's journey. I think
Mhm.
that I believe in going through every aspect of life and learning. I think
I
that
agree.
wisdom is applied knowledge, because I love to learn,
Mhm.
but I don't retain anything until I'm applying it. And usually I might, fuck some shit up, and then I'm like, oh, now it makes sense.
So
You
you
know,
learn through experience.
oh yeah, yes.
Yes,
And so,
ma'am.
yeah, fool, and high priestess, yeah, because sometimes that shit, will dawn on me.
Mhm.
Something will hit me, and I don't understand why. You know what I mean? And it's
Right.
usually about other people, and I'm learning to trust my intuition more so,
Mhm.
because it's always been on fire. I was just ignoring it a lot.
Well, when like you were saying, like, when you're aware of something, you're gonna notice it more.
Oh, yes,
I feel like that
absolutely.
definitely applies to intuition, for sure.
Yes.
Even though it's always there.
Yes. Yep.
It's a Courtney! Hi,
Hi.
Courtney. Always happy to see you. Aw, I love her. Everyone here, they've been awesome. They're you
Yes.
guys.
Yes.
Ah.
Thank you. Yes,
Thanks for coming
definitely.
out. Definitely. So if you could design a tarot deck, what would that look like?
Um, well, I think it would be very um okay, I like to come off as love and light, but
Mm,
I'm very much I like to dig into the shadows. So I think it would be a reflection of that, very shadow based, shadow
Ooh.
work, psychological. Because I've been told once you do a palmistry deck, but I just no, I can't really put the two together. I use tarot to clarify questions that the querent has, but
Mhm.
everything is psychological. Everything is based upon the shadow. And I see that in the hands anyway. I see that, the things that we deny,
Mhm.
you see them in your hand regardless. So, yeah, it would be a shadow work deck. And I do like romantic dark stuff.
Okay. I
Yeah.
like that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
I love
Yeah.
it. Um, let's see. So if you could step into any universe of any deck, like time travel through a deck, which one would it be?
Oh my goodness. You know what? I didn't even think about that. That is such a good question too.
Mhm.
Um, I'm trying to think of what tarot deck I really. Oh, okay. This will show you how dark I am.
Oh, let's go.
When my daughter first got the Goetia for me,
Ooh.
and these images are dark, but so I don't know if you can see them real well, but and I
Oh
know
my.
Courtney would really, I think she would definitely agree with me. It's like the depiction of the
Oh
demons
wow.
to me, that's so interesting because I think that they're you and me, okay, and
Mhm.
so I feel like that's us at our core.
Mhm.
It's who we are in our truest form. We are, this human
Ooh.
shell does not really depict who we are. So demons and angels are anything that has demons and angels in it, because I think that's who we are. I think we're the old
Mhm.
gods. I think we are, that's us. And so at our core, we are those type of beings. So it would be anything that depicts um, our light and dark self in a like an angel or a demon form. And I mean, because I'm telling you, when I meditate and I go to those places, that's where I go. I go to those realms where those, winged creatures are. And,
Mhm.
I'm flying there with them.
I mean, demons
Yes.
might look scary, right? But like
They're
I'm
beautiful.
sure you've heard of like the biblical depiction of angels and how like
Right? But
terrifying those can be. So
yeah.
they can be just as scary.
Uh
You
huh.
know what I mean?
Yeah. I see. And I think that the Bible's very symbolic and it's all allegory.
Mhm.
So I think that your mind is a limited vocabulary with what your subconscious is able to communicate with you with
Mhm.
to you with. So um I cannot say that the symbolism within the Bible, in my opinion, is accurate to any depiction of that. So I
Mhm.
think that anything that we have ever thought or um entertained as being possible is going to be in that fourth dimension, that plane of existence that is between here and say maybe fifth, sixth dimensions, like in the book of Enoch, when he is leveling up, he goes through
Mhm.
those different dimensions.
Mhm.
And so I think that the creatures there depict something that the subconscious would recognize as that. So like the angels had all the it supposedly had all these eyes and
Yeah.
like, yeah, I'm
Arms and
like
yeah.
big, and it's like, yeah, I don't think so.
Honestly, I think of what you think is most likely what you're going to get.
Yes,
You know what I mean?
exactly.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah,
Right. So if you think they're all big and scary, that's what you're gonna get. I don't
yeah,
know, because that's how your mind perceives
yes,
it, right?
absolutely. Yes, I think
Mhm.
we create everything.
Yep.
We create it.
Indeed,
Mhm.
indeed. And I agree with you because, like, there's about the, like, angel demon thing and, like, having that within us. There's good in us. There's good in all of us.
Yeah.
There's bad in all of us. I
Yep.
think it just depends on how far you take that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Definitely.
Because if it's no matter what it is we as humans tend we can abuse it, or we can not even see its existence, or we can
Right.
use it for good. I see everything in that way. So to me, we are responsible for what's good and bad. We
Right.
put the degree on it.
I agree.
Yeah.
I love how deep you get. I'm sorry. It just I love that you get me
Thank
thinking.
you.
Like
Thank
you're a spark of inspiration and
Oh,
keep
thank
up the amazing work.
thank you.
You're
Thank
so
you.
welcome. Um, so we did that too. I like skip around a lot. So what advice would you give to someone who's just starting out, either like palmistry, tarot, YouTube? Like, what advice would you have for them?
Just do it. Just do it.
Hmm.
Um, Fear is such an inhibitor, and I mean, we're never going to know unless we do it. And for learning, I know for myself, nothing ever stuck until I just did it, until I just said, okay, let's do this.
Hmm.
And I mean, uh and knowing yourself, any type, if it takes shadow work or whatever, or just venturing out and using these systems available to you to guide yourself to knowing who you are, will
Hmm.
help you also on your learning journey.
I
So
love
I
that.
would definitely suggest get a palm reading or get an astrological reading. you know
Yes.
and then, yeah, just go for it, because I'm telling you, when I just jumped right in and did my first expo, I was so amazed when it was done. And believe me, I was afraid at first. But yeah, after I did it, I was like, oh, then it was a little bit addictive. I'm like, oh yeah, I got to do this again. And I learned so much from that, again, hands on.
Hmm.
Yeah. Oh, and teaching. I learned that teaching what I've learned, for one, you're so excited when you learn it, and that comes across, will help you to retain whatever it is you're trying to learn.
Yes.
And don't worry what other people think, because even if you're teaching something, you'll get people that'll be like, oh, who does she think she is teaching that shit? Well, I'm just excited and I'm sharing what I'm learning because it's helping me to retain. Don't entertain what other people are thinking, because it really doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with you anyway.
I agree. I agree with that 100%. And it's like it's your experience, you know what I mean? You don't have to come at it like as this like expert person, and you
Yeah.
don't. You don't.
No,
You're just like, "Hey, this is what I know
yep.
and I'm sharing it," you know? I love
Absolutely.
that. I appreciate that. So, what can we expect coming up on your channel?
Well, I am gonna give a little insight into, like, my day job is, I'm a licensed exempt child caregiver, and
Mhm.
um, I used to work in a factory as my day job, and when my kids start having kids, I was like, okay, I cannot imagine anyone else looking out for them.
Yeah.
So that,
I'm like that way with my dogs too, I get it.
absolutely.
Yeah.
But I also knew that I had to do something that was still going to supplement my income.
Mhm.
So I took the state route. I learned, got involved with whatever I could that was available to me, resources, so that my children um, could also use that resource and I would still get paid.
Mhm.
So I'm going to show a little bit more of that on my channel, because also with the classes and stuff that I've been taking to learn more about childcare. My youngest is special needs. She's autistic. So I want to share the importance that I think about that. So, and I'm not going to like go overboard with it because, when you come to my channel, I still want it to be just to make you think. But
Yeah.
with the shadow work and all that, I think that if we can keep our children from experiencing the same crap we did, and being aware that, the things that we experienced as children is why we are struggling now.
Mhm.
So if I can bring any awareness to that, that's how important children are, and that's how important it is, you know to, I think, learn about, the generational stuff,
Yeah.
is going to inevitably help our future, which is really, isn't that why we want to bring awareness? It's all about, making a better future, and that's our children.
Right.
It's not just my children, it's your children, it's other people's children. They are so important. And it's why we're here now, and the things that we're trying to heal that inner child. Well,
Yeah.
let's heal the children that are here now,
Right. I
So yeah,
agree.
you're going to see a little bit more of that. And again, my sister and I just did a podcast, so we're going to shoot the shit some more on there. And um
Yay.
yeah, and just, kind of in a podcast, I don't know, there's a little bit of freedom in the podcast when no one can see
Yeah.
your face.
Right.
You could be, and anyway, but,
Right. Yeah.
or, it's it's a little bit unfiltered.
I love that though. I still need to see that podcast. I had to like do a hermit moment for a good bit, you know what I
Oh,
mean?
yes. Oh, been there.
Yeah, so I have a lot to catch up on. Like, Rochelle made a new channel, Readings with Rochelle. I gotta check that out. Like,
So
man, where have I
good.
been? Like
Yeah.
a week and so much happened. How?
Just be kind to yourself and take it as you can, because that's the other thing too. Stuff don't come to us until we're ready. And when you
Yeah,
need that time, you need that time.
it just hit me out of nowhere. You know what I mean? Just mental health stuff.
Yeah. And it's
Ooh.
important to recognize it and address it. And
Mhm.
absolutely, Star. Absolutely.
Yeah, grief. I got grief bombed. You know. Ooh,
Hmm.
it sucked. It
Well,
sucked.
I'm so sorry.
I appreciate it. You know, it's just it's hard. You know, my fur babies are my kids, and
Absolutely.
like I just had the recognition of like, wow, it August was 2 years since Luna had cancer, and it just, whoo,
Oh,
it hit.
giving you a big hug.
I appreciate it. I do. It's just mad. Whew. But I missed so much, and now that I'm feeling a lot better, I'm looking forward to catching up on everything because there was a lot.
I have
um,
one more thing that I would like to say, and you kind of made me think about it,
mhm.
is this platform and the community that we have. I think that we all understand that guilt and shame are one of the worst things that we can carry.
Yeah.
So don't ever feel guilty for taking the time that you need. That means if you can't watch somebody's video, it's not going anywhere. It's going to be there.
Yeah, I just
So
hate it because
take
like, I
your
like to
time.
show up for people, you know what I mean?
I know,
And
honey.
I like
No.
to give as much as I receive.
And
That's
you
big for
do,
me.
but you do. You
I
do.
don't know, I just feel like it's never enough. But, you know,
Just saying those words right there, honey. Just saying those words. You already know. We love you.
I
We
appreciate it. I
love
love
you.
you guys too. I do. I I love you guys.
Yeah. Kumbaya. There's the love and light, okay? But
Yeah,
love and light ain't nothing without a little darkness. So
that is so true. Because you can't see the light without the dark.
that's exactly right.
And the light can oversaturate the dark, so gotta find that balance.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Uh-huh. Yes, ma'am. So where can people find you? Where can they check you out? I wanna put your Ko-fi link in. I'm gonna do that after
Thank
the
you.
thing. It will be there so people can find your
I
shop.
think that Draven shared my YouTube link.
Thank
Um,
you, Draven. I almost called you Debbie. Hi,
yes,
Debbie.
thank you. So yes, Miss Coolala's Mystical Musings on YouTube. I have a Facebook page called Miss Coolala's Mystical Readings. I'm on TikTok, but I'm not on TikTok, if you know what I'm saying. I created it and I was all gung ho for a while, but it's not. I still love TikTok. It's great for you know, scrolling and getting more conspiracy stuff, if you know what I'm saying. Um, but it became more about marketing, I guess, these products and stuff. And I'm just not a good salesman. I'm
I
just
got
not.
you.
So I don't get on there as much, but I do have a TikTok. And Instagram. I don't get on there hardly at all either, but I do have one. But yeah, if you just keywords Miss Coolala's mystical musings, I imagine all that'll come up.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Your YouTube link is in the description.
cool.
It
Right
is
on.
there, but I want to put your Ko-fi link in there after this as well. So, y'all, if you haven't seen her Ko-fi shop, the link will be in right after this. It's
Thank
been
you.
a chaotic time, but it will be there. I promise.
Thank you.
Um, Absolutely. Always happy to show the love.
Yeah.
um, so are you open to questions if anyone has any?
Oh, absolutely. Yes.
Cool. Thank you for your time and your patience. So if y'all have any questions for Miss Carla Coolala, leave them down below.
Right on. Right on. I did see I think Tony had asked me something about the hands that like the shape of the hands changing. And I think that that's possible because I've
Mm-hmm.
noticed like mounts shrinking or getting bigger, you know, the mounts in our hands. And I think that so that can definitely change. The color in the hands will change. And I don't know if the shape of the hand would change, but I can see swelling in fingertips. Like I think she had asked that.
Mm,
So, and I have a theory about that is I
okay.
think that if we're not like getting rid of energy or expelling it or using it correctly, then I think that it stays trapped somewhere. And I think fingertips is one of those places because we
Oh,
direct and so
yeah.
a person that might see that their fingers have swelled a little bit more, if they're not able to direct that energy somewhere, they might get irritable or there might be some sickness or whatever because they're keeping it in the body somehow. So, yeah, I
Kind of
think,
like bottling up emotions and how it just,
yes,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
I
I
do.
got you. Courtney wants to know where you got your demon deck.
Oh, now this was Taylor, my youngest, and I'm not positive, but I think you can find it on Amazon. I think she might have got it on Etsy. She's my that's what she gets. She's like, "What do you want?" And I tell her tarot and she gets it.
Aw.
Yeah, there is a light one of this one too that I think is pretty cool actually. I want to get it.
Oh, wow.
And this is called Tarot in Darkness, a deck by Fabio Lastrani, and it's the Goetia. Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. It does look good. And then we have a question from Draven.
Yes, I do. Yes, I do. I very much believe in frequency. Um, I have noticed that, like, granted, I love all rock and roll and like classic, and my playlist has a little bit of everything on it. But when I am in a mood to like calm myself or um, because I do like rock and roll, I listen to Pink Floyd, um, Dark Side of the Moon, because it's
Yes.
all 432. Yeah, and it's just yeah, I love Pink Floyd, but it's just kind of like I'm a hippie too. I think maybe I don't
I
know, but
love it.
yeah,
So, do you feel like the type of music you listen to can like affect the energy?
yes,
Mhm.
Absolutely, yeah,
Yep.
especially because when you're really sensitive, it's like if I hear, I don't know, some music will just be like, especially if I'm driving.
Yeah.
It's like it'll be that added, like if you're driving down the road like this,
Uh-huh.
yeah, yeah.
And
So I
then
got to watch
when
what I
you're
play.
on stage too, do you feel like you're raising energy?
Oh yes, yes. Like
Mhm.
if looking back, because it's been a long time, but the music that I am creating is one thing. Performing someone else's also, you're carrying the energy of that song. And ooh, yeah, I would feel it in my body. That was probably another thing too, because we didn't play Pink Floyd. We didn't, I think we might have played, we did play Purple Rain by Prince, and I'm pretty sure that might be 432. But that definitely makes a difference in, you know, it's chaos. It's like
Mhm.
very much a lot of just chaos. Unless it is relaxing and healing music, it will make you feel antsy and anxious and yeah, yeah.
Yeah, definitely. Because if you think about it, right? Scientifically, sound is vibration, and when that vibration is being carried out, it's going to have
Mm.
an effect.
Oh yeah, feel it
Yes,
right in your
ma'am.
body.
Mhm.
Yes,
Oh yeah. Yeah,
yes.
you physically feel it. Like when you're at a concert, you feel like your rib
Oh,
cage rattling and
oh
stuff.
yeah,
Yeah, oh
definitely.
yeah.
Yes.
Definitely has a big impact.
I gotta tell you, I do not like Beyonce. I never have. I have a
Ooh.
hard time listening to her music. And I don't know, because I don't listen to her music, if she is generating anything. There was one song I think she did with Lady Gaga that I did like that one. Was it Telephone, I think?
Mhm. Yeah.
Now I liked it, but it's not one, like I'm not into hip hop, I guess,
Me
or
either.
anything mainstream. So I really just don't listen to a lot of that kind of music. I do
Mhm.
have some on my playlist. Like I like Justin Timberlake. I love hip hop.
Okay.
You know, yeah,
Wow.
but yeah, it's kind of funny.
Aw. I don't have a question, but wanted to share. Carla, could you tell this? Huh?
Oh yeah, yeah. Thank you.
Aw.
And it's interesting because it's a deduction that is made from seeing how your mind works.
Makes
Absolutely.
sense.
Yep.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Um.
Does she even sing? Yeah. Sexy back. Yeah. Bringing sexy back. Yeah. I am really bad too. I don't know if you guys do this, but my kids, they expect it now. I change the lyrics sometimes.
I do that to stuff all the time. I sing to my dogs.
Yeah, exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah. It's funny.
Aw.
Yeah. And see, yeah, that kind of, and that's something we've got to take into consideration, because like a fleshy or a mushy mount means just like you it would sound if your muscles are mushy, right? It can means that there's some leth- lethargy, there's a bit of lax, there's,
Mhm.
I don't want to say the word lazy, but it means that you're just not as physical. And then
Right.
and so when the hand is firmer, it shows somebody that is doing more. It to me, it's almost like it just makes sense, you know? Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a physical manifestation
Yeah.
of what's going on.
Yep. Flexible, the more flexible your fingers are, the more flexible you are in
Wow.
your, the way you give to others, or, yeah, that's cool. I can do that. Yeah. Where if you're like this, you're like, no, I don't want to do, no, I'm not going to do that. Mm-mm.
Wow.
Yeah.
There's so much.
Uh huh. Yeah.
Definitely. Um, I don't want to keep you too much longer.
Oh, I did rock out to Unskinny Bop. Yes, that was one we performed on stage. You know it. You know it.
Aw.
I did. That was a good one. Heck yeah. And I really liked the video of Unskinny Bop. Whew, wow. A little thirsty after that.
Let's see. Can palms be read if a person...
That's a very good question. And when I see crooked fingers or, knotty, I always ask, do you have arthritis or whatever? Because it's very pertinent. It's hard to read what that would mean if somebody knows they have arthritis.
Okay.
But sometimes they won't be aware of having arthritis. Like my other half's fingers, literally, like one goes this way, one goes the other way. So they're very crooked. And I know that he has arthritis. So it's like I can't really take that into consideration for a reading. But
Gotcha.
now sometimes we'll see just a little bit of like your fingers might curve towards one or the other, and that does mean something. Most arthritis is very visible, and it'll totally like make the fingers. So it's just something that I do take into consideration. And I would ask the querent, be like, what medical things do you have going on that might affect, how your hands look physically?
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
All right. Oh, someone was asking about the frequency. Okay. All right. Well, I don't want to keep you too much longer. And my pup's gotta go.
Yeah.
But look, I could talk to you for hours. I'm serious. Like, I am loving the conversation. It was such a pleasure to talk to you and get to know you better.
Thank you.
Yes,
You
I
asked
would love
really good
this.
questions too.
I'm so glad. I'm so glad. It's just like I ask stuff that I want to know. That's all.
Good. Right on.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much for coming on. It was such a pleasure to get to know you and talk to you. And thank you, everyone, for coming out, hanging out with us, and chatting with us. I'm
Thank
sorry I
you.
wasn't. It's hard for me with my sight impairment to pay a lot of attention to the chat and keep an eye on my questions and keep an eye on like what else is going on. So thank you guys for chatting, and I try to check in where I can. Thanks for being patient with me. Well, thank you so much. I'd love to do this again sometime in the future. Definitely.
Yeah.
I'd love to talk about more sound stuff with you.
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Sounds good.
Alrighty. Thank you guys so much. Bye. Oh, and don't forget to check out Carla's stuff down below. Okay. Bye.
Bye.